Today we're going to start with our Zoom meetings, and so I wanted to have a real quick video to show you some of the features, some of the rules that we're going to have about Zoom, so that when you join up on Monday, you will be ready to go. Okay, so first thing, I'm not in the middle of dewy grass. Okay, if you want to have a virtual background, maybe because you don't have a space that's really kind of plain behind you, you can do that. And let me show you how to do it. Okay, if you go to Zoom up here in the corner and you go to Preferences, you will see a lot of things come up here. And one of them is called Virtual Background. Okay, now you can find virtual backgrounds all over the internet. You can just search for Zoom virtual backgrounds. There are some that are provided for them. There are even some that move. Okay, for instance, I have one with Chewbacca here, but you can also mirror it. Okay, and the reason you might want to mirror it is if it's mirrored, when you raise your right hand, the right hand on the screen comes up. Whereas if it was not mirrored, it's kind of reverse. Okay, so sometimes that might help you. In addition to that, if you say none, it'll show what's behind you. And here I got some pictures of my kids and stuff, and maybe you don't want to see that. So you can have any one of these virtual backgrounds. If you want to add a new one, you just click right here, and you say Add Image, and you can search through here, and I know I have one saved. Let's do Finding Nemo. So there. So now I have a Nemo background, and that one will show up here on my list, and I can pick from it at any time. You are more than welcome to have those as long as they are school appropriate and they don't distract. Okay, I usually don't do the one with Chewbacca just because it's kind of weird and it's got flashing lights and him moving around, and it kind of is a little distracting. This one's not so much. Okay, but use your own judgment with that. Okay, so that's one thing. Number two, when you join the room, it's going to ask for your name. I have set it up so that you can rename yourself. I want you to rename yourself. If it's not showing up as your name, your first and last name, I need you to rename yourself to have your first and last name showing up. Because until I get to know you, I'm not going to know that, Starburger 37 is you. Okay, so make sure that you have your name actually be your name. And to do that, you can rename yourself over here. Okay, if you go to More, you can rename. Okay, next thing, if you look at the participants panel, okay, at the very, you'll see a list of all the people that are there. And there are things down here that you can do. Okay, if I say like, okay, does everyone understand me? You can go ahead and click, yeah, I understand you, and it'll show a little thumbs up next to you. If I say yes or no, it'll tell me how many people are saying yes or no. If you're like, whoa, 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 you're going too fast, you can say, hey, go slower, go faster. And there's even some more here where it's like you're clapping. I think like I got to go to the bathroom, or if you're away. So there are different things you can put up there. Okay, and you can toggle it back off if you need to. And so if you have a couple of these things on here and you want to get rid of them, you just click that and it clears them all. So those are things that are kind of helpful to give me a little bit of nonverbal indication of what's going on. If you have a question, do this one, do the clap one. Okay, if you need to get my attention, that's what I want you to do. There's also some reactions over here where you can, raise your hand or say, hey, that's good, thumbs up. Okay, and it'll show up in the actual chat window where you are. Okay. In addition to that, when you come in, I need you to mute yourself. Just because if you come in and there are 20 people in the class, it's going to be kind of chaotic. Okay. What I will do for the majority of our Zoom meetings is I will post videos of me actually doing the teaching that I'd like you to watch before the Zoom meeting. Okay. If you don't get to watch it before, that's fine. You can watch it later. But sorry, my son stopped playing. What we'll be doing during the Zoom meeting is discussing that stuff, so that if you have questions or you need further clarification on what we're talking about, that's kind of what it'll be like. To give you a comparison, it would be kind of be like if I said, okay, here's how you do division of 2-digit numbers. And I went step by step through how to do it, and that was the video. And then when we came to class, I said, okay, here we're going to practice it. Let's do some. And I'll give you a couple problems, and you'll do it, and you'll say, oh man, I got this one wrong, what's going on? And we'll talk about it. I won't be teaching you the skill, we'll be discussing it, okay? And so that's how it's going to be different. If you've ever heard of something called a flipped classroom, that's what that's going to be, okay? So, in addition to that, there's one other thing I want to talk to you about, and that's the chat. There's going to be a chat here where you can talk to other participants and you can talk to me. If I see that you are abusing that, meaning you are talking to each other and not paying attention, then I can turn that off. But I think it's very important that you can do that because, number one, you might have questions, other people might have questions that you know the answers to, and sometimes you might want to ask a question to me and you don't feel comfortable being on camera. Okay? I get that. If you are someone who feels, okay, today, I don't know, I got a big pimple on my forehead, I don't want to show up on the screen, you can make it so that you don't have video. No, the iPad's not ready yet, buddy. Okay? So, shh, Daddy's doing a video. So, that being said, those are some of the things that will help with Zoom calls.